Listen, I want to ask you something here. I want to ask you something which let me just get into it like this. You know, I'm a second generation activist. You know, I'm very old school. With that being said, whatever I say on here, whatever I post on my blogs, right? I own it. I own it. And I don't mean in the sense own like property. I'm talking more than that. I'm talking about I don't hide. I don't hide my face. I don't hide who I am. I don't post anonymously like the threats, constant threats and hate mail that I receive, where my children have been threatened, where they've been stalked outside of their schools by trolls, by individuals who are very disturbed. And law enforcement has been and is aware of it. All you have to do is go on my Twitter page and you can see all the disturbing messages that I've only reposted as a sense of documenting, because sadly, Monroe County, New York area law enforcement has proven that they simply just don't care, you know. With that said, I'm going to be honest with you. There's a certain, group of folks in the activist community who I got to be honest, I don't have a lot of respect for, and I'll tell you why. And maybe this is something that we disagree on, but that's good. That's what I welcome on this channel, civil discourse. See, that's the thing. I don't want yes men. I don't want somebody who says, oh, yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, everything you say is right. No, absolutely not. Have your own opinion. Formulate your own thoughts, your own opinions. But we do so in a civil, way. Let me ask you something. There's certain folks who wear masks, who completely, you already know where I'm going.
Yep.
He knows Davy V. He knows Davy V. I pull no punches. I'm going to ask it. Listen, agree or disagree with me, it doesn't matter. But on this channel, you'll get real perspectives and real opinions, and there's no facade about me. And other than the fact that I'm wearing these shades, you guys know I don't hide my face, my name. I own everything, and I stand behind it. I don't know what to think about some of these folks, and I'll be honest. And here's where I tie it in with you, and here's why I feel it's the perfect question for you. Earlier, we just talked about that one of the things I respect about you the most is the fact that you don't make it about bashing cops. Well, the majority of the folks that I've seen clearly trying to maintain an anonymous persona, covering their face, wearing two beautiful dogs just went by, beautiful masks, beautiful dogs, wearing masks. The masks are not beautiful. The dogs are. See the doggies? Those doggies are beautiful. I love animals. But basically, ironically, it ties into what you were talking about, where most of the folks that I've seen wear these disguises and remain anonymous, okay? And in many times, at least in my opinion, seem like their only agenda, or one of their biggest agenda, is to incite, I dare say, violence or just an animosity, to bring negative energy into a situation, especially when it deals with law enforcement.
Well,
I think you're the perfect person to ask, because you kind of are original in the sense that you've made it clear it's not being against cops, but it's educating and informing both the law enforcement officers, cops, and the public on their right, on their First Amendment right, like I'm passionate about. But I got to be honest, and I'll end here. I know I ramble, but to make my point even stronger, here's what it is, okay? Here's what it is, flat out and blunt. And I'm talking to the camera. I have very little respect for individuals who cover their face and who seem to only be concerned about inciting violence, hurling profanities, and I've seen it all over YouTube, at police officers. And in my opinion, you lose it. Whatever message you're trying to prove or bring across to people, I believe it's lost and it's damaged. and it actually hurts your point to wear a mask. In my opinion, with all respect, and we could agree to disagree, my friend, it's a sign of cowardice. It's a sign of, in my opinion, of being a coward. My dad, Mario Vara, owned his passion. As a Cuban immigrant who fled Cuba, a true state police, a true police state, a true dictatorship, a totalitarian dictatorship government, you know, he was very passionate, and he never would even dream about hiding my face. Like, I don't even know how he would deal with that now. Like, wait a minute, there's guys that would put a mask, and I'm sorry, I'm going hard at this because it's one of the things that turns me off completely. Just from the beginning turns me off. And there's a recent video, I forget the YouTube name, and again, I'm not making this about calling anyone out specifically. You know, if the shoe fits, wear it. You guys know who you are, but I really just lose respect, and I believe a lot of people just, the messages, it's kind of like a light. Like, they see that, boom. I believe a lot of people just get turned off. What are your thoughts about somebody not owning it fully and wearing a mask?
Well, originally, I was going to wear a mask. Honest to God, I was going to wear a mask. I did my very first video when I came out and told everybody I was going to go out doing the hunting.
Now, why? If you don't mind me asking, why did you even contemplate that?
Retribution.
Okay.
Also, well, actually, there's a couple reasons. I'm a professional actor, and, well, they now know who I am, so it could possibly harm any chances I have down the road becoming famous in Hollywood or making a great movie or whatever. Big deal. But the retribution part is the big part. We just lost one guy, Trapper, right on his own front porch, and it was very high mysterious reasons what happened. We still don't know, and we have a couple trolls in the chat that are actually taking claim for it, and usually we find our trolls are usually the police. Now those send up red flags to everybody out there that's going auditing. A lot of people out there have families that they don't want, you know, it to come back on. Now, going back to your dad, I've watched you forever. I knew about your dad just as long, and I keep thinking, all right, back then they didn't have the internet. They just had a camera.
Right.
And if they get out of there with a camera and the film footage without getting in trouble, hurt, or having the camera smashed, they were doing good. But they had nobody backing them up. They had nobody sitting there watching what's going on live, like we can do now. But he didn't go anonymous. He was out there, even though he knew he was right there on the line.
Absolutely.
That day, and could have got nabbed that day just for being out there with a camera.
At a time when the retaliation, in my opinion, was worse, because cops knew, it was no secret, that that vigilance, that hypervigilance that folks like me and you keep on them, because I keep the heat on them with the camera, and I let them know that they're being watched. That wasn't there. That vibe was not there. It didn't exist at that time, you know. So even more so.
A lot of them may have, and I can think of a couple right now, have some families that they got to take care of, and I know a lot of people that want to be out there, but because of their families and that, they really don't want to take the chance.
Right, but my thing, just to clarify again, and I totally respect what you're saying, and I could understand some of that. But again, like I said in my question, I'm talking specifically about the individuals who I've seen, the combination of wearing the anonymous, wearing the mask to remain and have complete anonymity, while at the same time hurling profanities. In some cases, I've even seen threats to police officers, just over the top. In other words, things that you yourself don't stand for, and said earlier that it's not about that. So to me, it's more the combination. Okay, everybody's free to do whatever. You could wear a mask. Okay, be Superman, be Elmer Fudd, be whoever you want to be. But me particularly, that's just not me. I just, to me, that's just, I don't do that. That's just not how I get down. I own everything, and this is my face. I mean, this is it. You know what I mean? But again, I'm sorry. But again, it's the combination where I respect. Okay, they fear retaliation. Okay, well, maybe I can perhaps begin to understand that, because that is real. But not the combination where you remain anonymous and you have things over your face and glass and everything, and you're using that anonymity, not so much to do good, but again, to create the same hostile environment that we talked about, that I don't condone necessarily, you know, meaning against police.